extra precautions and extra layers of scarves and jackets for Times Square.
As the clock strikes midnight in cities across the globe, partygoers in New York's Times Square are preparing for the biggest bash of them all. But security is a major concern this year, as snipers and bomb-sniffing dogs will be in full force as the ball drops.
This is what we do. It's what the NYPD does. We keep people safe. If you come here tonight, you're going to walk through a checkpoint. You're going to walk past 3 dogs, through a magnetometer. If you head up into the pen, you're going to get checked again through another magnetometer.
Officials are taking no chances. Additional checkpoints and street closures are in place. Umbrellas and backpacks are banned. Parking garages and hotels are getting more attention too after recent vehicle attacks around the world, and a mass shooting in Las Vegas killed dozens and injured hundreds more earlier this year. Officials are also telling anyone headed to celebrate in Times Square they can expect random bag checks. All of this extra security is being noticed.
Every time I seem to turn around, there's another police officer, so be real good about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the legs straightened out.
This could be one of the coldest New Year's Eve ball drops in Times Square since the event started in 1907.
Sorry.
Low temperatures in the Big Apple convincing some to just stay home.
I prefer just to be in the comfort of my home instead of standing out in the cold.
Reporting from Times Square in New York City, I'm Allison Cossack.
Of course, Darby, we're looking at cold temperatures already right now. Of course, here at Bowling Green, having our own ball drop tonight, and already we're watching it feel below zero outside.
Yes, it's very cold, trying to stay in, but it is exciting. Our autumn Lunsel went downtown earlier as the festivities got kicked off in Bowling Green. Coming up, we'll share more about that ball drop coming up at midnight.
All right, we're talking the cold temperatures, Darby. We just mentioned it already starts to feel below zero in Bowling Green. These are wind chills outside right now, feeling like -2 in town, and it gets colder, folks, from there. Well, what do you know? The gray bow tie matches the color scheme that we have on the temperature map, just because it is very cold. Evansville coming in at -12 right now.
Let's see who's watching tonight.
To the north and west up the Midwest. Wow, -29 out there. Minneapolis feeling like -25.
Let's see who's watching tonight.
You see just how brutal these wind chills are. Wind chill warnings in play in the darker grays. You have wind chill advisories through Wednesday morning. In the lighter shaded blues here, that goes from the Midwest all the way down through the Ohio Valley, Kentucky, the Tennessee Valley, and into the deep south. This goes all the way to the Florida Panhandle with the hard freeze warnings that they have in place. So a lot of folks are going to be getting very cold as we get you towards Tuesday morning even, feeling like -8. So it's not just today that we're dealing with the chill, nor tomorrow. This goes into a good portion of the week. The good news is, as we get you into Tuesday afternoon, there is some relief in the wind chills. But for now, we do have to make sure we're prepared for these brutally cold.
Might get a better picture if I just turn off my converter.
Thank you, Chris. 10 U.S. citizens and 2 local
try
crew
this.
members were killed in a plane crash today in official identities. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. Officials say all 12 people who were in the plane did die in that crash. And this morning in Colorado, a sheriff's deputy was shot and killed after responding to a disturbance at an apartment complex near Denver. The Douglas County Sheriff's Department says 4 other deputies were wounded along with 2 civilians. They say they were responding to a call about a fight between 2 roommates.
I'm probably going to be going live again later, 5 minutes before midnight, because we're going to be live in the ball drop.
The sheriff says the suspect seemed to have barricaded himself in a bedroom of the apartment and shot the officers ambush style. Officials say they have not positively identified that gunman yet, but they do confirm he was shot and killed by officers.
Almost immediately after that, upon arrival of the officers, the shooting took place. There were well over 100 rounds fired in this engagement. The 100 rounds was from the suspect.
All right.
The sheriff says Deputy Parrish had only been with the force about 7 months. Police in Houston, Texas responded after an officer says a man became disorderly at a Hyatt Regency hotel, leading to the discovery of several guns inside a hotel room.
Officer inside indicated that he had a drunk and belligerent suspect, and he needed some help arresting him. He was being arrested for trespassing.
Police say they found multiple...
What the heck?
that people were nothing.
From the comfort of my warm home, I'm always wondering how these people do it. So guys.
The accident happened around 2 this afternoon on Dixie Highway at Stites Station Road. That's near West Point, Kentucky.
Ah, crap. Let's see what 3's got. Well.
Can do something to help. He says many people want to step up but don't know how. Muhammad told us.
To its owner, Wbko was arrested for charges of receiving stolen property under $10,000 and possession of a controlled substance, first-degree methamphetamine. Officials say his girlfriend, Maggie Martin, was there and wanted on an active indictment out of Butler County. She's been arrested on the indictment and on possession of a controlled substance, first-degree methamphetamine. Both Wbko and Martin were taken to the Warren County Regional Jail. Kentucky State Police arrested a Hopkinsville man for assault first degree and carrying a concealed weapon after they say he ran over Ashley Riviera Mina after a verbal altercation.
Okay.
Troopers say she was taken by helicopter to a hospital in Indiana
our New Year don't start till about 12
Yesterday,
o'clock.
troopers arrested 21-year-old
Midnight,
Michael
our
Wolf
time.
on a warrant for the assault during a traffic stop, and during that they found a concealed handgun in his truck.
I know when I was up
Wolf
in
was
Ohio a
taken to
year
Christian
ago,
County
we did New Year's an hour
In
earlier
Kentucky,
up there
school
because
officials
we're
are
an
encouraging
hour
parents
behind
to
them
start
up to the
preparing
north.
for new immunization requirements for kids in school. The law will take effect with the 2018-2019 school year.
Tomorrow's
and
going to be my
requires
last
all
one that I
students to
get to
receive a
sleep in.
hepatitis A vaccine. For students 16 years old and up, it also requires a meningitis booster. Officials say the hepatitis A vaccine is given in 2 doses, 6 months apart, so they're making sure parents know to start planning your child's appointments to get that first shot. A new emergency alert system starts in Bowling Green tomorrow. Warren County Emergency Management will now be able to send alerts to the public through a system called AlertSense. These notifications include anything from severe weather to community notifications. For directions on how you can
That
sign
doesn't
up for
include
these
us,
alerts
don't
to be
it?
sent to your phone, go to our website, wbko.com, and search AlertSense, or you can go to public.alertsense.com. And still ahead at 10, coming up right after this break, we take you downtown to Bowling Green's inaugural Soaking New Year's Eve Bash. See what
I
you're
might
missing
just
if you're
start
not already there.
pausing the stream during commercials.
You're watching 13 News at 10. Hughes & Coleman Injury Lawyers and WBKO are proud to present Hometown Hero. Watch 13 News at 6 and 10 each Friday for Hometown Hero.
Start the new year off right with great safety.
It's all else is on. Like Molly. Crap. Garbage. 51. Alright. Wow. See if KET's coming in.
Oh, I miss you too, Aunt Sticky. Oh, nothing feels like home without all of you.
Parkway early Sunday morning.
No, we don't need that number. We don't need.
Chance to get 0% financing for 72 months across a full line of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. During the final days of the Ford year-end sales event, get $5,000 cash back on Edge, Explorer, or Escape, only at your local Ford dealer.
Count on 13 News weeknights on WBKO ABC, South Central Kentucky's most trusted news source, committed to reporting accurate and vetted stories that matter to you. Weeknights at 5, 6, and 10 from your hometown news leader.
My name is Barry Allen, and
Now it's cold, people are still jumping and having a blast. I'm actually here with Chris Kummer, who is the Warren County Parks and Rec Director. What do you think this means to the community?
I hope it's a place where families can bring their kids, come down, enjoy some ice skating, enjoy some music, enjoy some inflatables, enjoy a ball drop in Bowling Green. You don't have to travel to New York or Chicago or these bigger cities. We actually have something kind of unique in Bowling Green. So hopefully we'll start something new, and with our partners that we have this year, we're hoping for bigger and better every year from here on out.
Awesome. Is there anything else you want to say about tonight?
No, we really appreciate all the support from the community and all of our community partners. Motors, Bowling Green Hot Rod, 643, Mirage, Wbko. Everybody's been really great, and so we encourage people to brave the cold weather, come out, party with us, and we're going to skate the night away down here at the ice rink.
If you're not here yet, there's still plenty of time to get here. The ball drops at midnight on the dot, and it's followed by a beautiful fireworks show. Now, KSP did want 13 News to remind you guys that if you are planning on drinking tonight at an event like this or at a party, please have a designated driver. They're going to be in full swing at their checkout points throughout the area, so please be careful tonight. Reporting from the Soki Ice Rink, Autumn Munsell, 13 News.
Talk about braving the cold. We'll be at the ball drop tonight and hope to see many of you there. If you can't stay awake that long, don't worry. We'll also be putting some highlights together for tomorrow's AM Kentucky show. And as the new year begins in just a few hours, new state laws are taking effect across the country. California will become one of 3 new states to legalize recreational marijuana. Some shops were able to get pre-approved, so they'll be open for business first thing in the morning. It's also becoming legal in Massachusetts and Maine, but won't be sold in retail stores for months. Other laws include things like in New York. The state will allow workers to take 8 weeks paid leave to care for a new baby, sick family member, or a family member deploying in the military. In Vermont, employers can no longer demand employees provide their social media content. In Colorado, minors caught sexting could be charged with a misdemeanor. And stick around, we'll be right back with sports.
Hero.
All the season's best from Wbko.
Wishing you the happiest of holidays from 13 Sports.
I hope you and yours have a warm and wonderful holiday season shared with family and friends. And I wish for you a happy and prosperous New Year.
Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, and a very Happy New Year. Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
Season's best from Wbko.
Merry Christmas to you.
First Alert Weather, sponsored by the Medical Center.
Dangerously cold. That's the headline as we head in to the start of 2018. These are what your wind chills will be by about 7:30 tomorrow morning. -12 in some spots. You get to -5, -10, -15. This is when you spend about half an hour outside. Maybe you're not protected fully. You end up with frostbite. You end up with some of that permanent injury. So we want to be very aware of the temperatures tomorrow morning and make sure that we dress up in layers because it is going to be brutally cold. Already wind chill advisories in place. They are in effect now and will continue to stay that way until at least Tuesday at noon. There's a donut hole over eastern Kentucky with no wind chill advisories. I guess it's going to be hot there. It won't be. It'll be cold there too. Just treat it like that. Current temperatures right now are in the teens, sitting at 14 here in town. In Evansville, I guess it's so cold that their thermometer is down right now. 11 as we get you up towards Louisville. But then you factor in the wind. It feels like -12 in Evansville. It feels like -2 here in Bowling Green, and we'll continue to watch those temperatures drop as the cold air continues to pour in from the north and west. Minneapolis coming in at -25 right now. Des Moines, -29. Folks, that is bone-chilling air. And from the Canadian border all the way to the Gulf Coast, we have wind chill warnings, wind chill advisories, winter weather advisories, and hard freeze watches and warnings. You know, folks in Canada are saying it's too cold for them. You know it's cold when people up north begin to complain about it, and that's exactly what we're seeing. This dome of high pressure continues to be large and in charge, and it's a very cold high, and that's what's keeping those cold temperatures in place. So let's go ahead and take you hour by hour. 6:30 tomorrow morning. This is the air temperature, not the wind chill. 7. That's a lucky number, so I guess we'll take it. 15 as we get you towards lunchtime, so it's still very cold. Upper teens is where we're going to top out for your first day of 2018. Going with the high of 18. We'll see if we can match up there. By Tuesday morning, we're cold once again, right around 6 degrees, but then there's light at the end of the tunnel as we get you into Tuesday afternoon, warming up to about 19. Let's focus on the wind chills now. -12 as we get you towards tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, man, it still feels below freezing. Hey, -1. We're going to be toasty as we get you into Monday afternoon. Staying cold once again into
You mean
Tuesday
freezing.
morning. Watch what happens Tuesday afternoon. We take these wind chills above freezing. It's going to be a nice little thaw as it feels like 17 degrees outside. But when you have this extreme cold, here's the actions that you guys need to take. Do know, yes, you can get bodily injury. 20 to 30 minutes of exposure That can lead to frostbite. Also, don't forget, your pets are cold. Please bring them inside. They also have the risk for property there. You want to make sure your property is not damaged, so consider leaving a steady drip in your faucet. This makes sure that your pipes don't burst. Also, a minimum of half a tank of gas. This is new to a lot of people, but when you have less than half a tank of gas in your car, your gas line can actually freeze with the air and condensation that takes place inside your gas tank. Other risks: don't heat your home with a grill. It sounds self-explanatory, but yes, a lot of people do it, and you actually run the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning with that. And then keep space heaters an adequate distance away from your furniture. We want to keep your house warm, but not fire warm, if you know what I mean. So just be safe out there as you take your actions to beat the cold weather that we have out there. 2 degrees by Tuesday morning. How about that? Warming up to 20 on Tuesday. Wednesday, close to the freezing mark at 30, but we go back into the low 20s as we get you towards next weekend. And then by next Sunday, there is light at the end of the tunnel. The temperatures will go above freezing once again. Guys?
Thank you, Chris. Freezing cold for the new year, but looks like somebody's going to have a new year. Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, and this is exciting. They had a chance to go to the playoffs for the first time in 9 years, and it was pretty simple. And the best part was they controlled their own destiny in their regular season finale against the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team they beat earlier in the season during the regular season down in Jacksonville. That's where we start. Pro football's Tennessee Titans controlled their own destiny when it came to this year's NFL playoffs. Win, and they're in. The Titans would have to down the AFC South champion Jaguars today at Nissan Stadium. Let's pick it up early second quarter, and the Titans get the board first. It is quarterback Marcus Mariota, the screen pass to running back Derrick Henry, and Henry takes care of the rest. He's off to the races. That's a touchdown, 66 yards, 6-0 Tennessee. Titans look like they've got this in hand, leading 15-3 in the fourth quarter. Oopsie. Tennessee commits a costly turnover. That leads to a 67-yard fumble return for a Jags defensive touchdown by Yannick Ngakoue. Tennessee's lead cut to 15-10, but the Titans defense comes up with the big play. Kevin Byard with a pick. His second of the game, his 8th of the season. He's had a great season, the former Middle Tennessee Blue Raider. Tennessee wins 15-10. First time in 9 seasons. Titans are in the playoffs. They'll take on the Chiefs in Kansas City on Saturday. College basketball, 16th ranked Kentucky opened SEC play today by hosting Georgia. Wildcats trailed most of the game. They struggled offensively in the first half, trailing by as many as 7. But the good news is at Rupp Arena, UK warms up down the stretch. The three-pointer by Shea Gilgeous-Alexander gives the Wildcats a 54-53 lead, and then Gilgeous-Alexander this time takes it into the lane, and the lay-in. Gilgeous-Alexander led UK with 21 points. Wildcats down Georgia 66-61.
Lucky.
UK now 1-0 in SEC
See, Kentucky's smart enough it even beats Georgia.
Ranked sports story for the year of 2017. But ranking the top 10 by 13 sports staffers, yours truly, Dominique Yates and Chad Bishop, was a fun yet challenging task. Eligible contestants for the top 10 had to be a college, university, or high school team based in South Central Kentucky, or individuals based in or having ties to South Central Kentucky sports.
Let's start our countdown with number 10. WKU football had won 2 straight Conference USA championships and 3 straight bowl games coming into 2017. Mike Sanford was hired to keep that momentum going, but the Tops stumbled to a 6-7 record by losing 5 of their last 6, including a 27-17 loss to Georgia State in the Cure Bowl.
Number 9 goes to the big year for South Florida athletics. It starts with the softball team winning a 2nd straight 4th region championship in a wild finish, scoring 3 runs in the final inning with 2 outs, then winning 4 games in the state tournament to finish 3rd in the state. The volleyball team also made a great run, entering postseason with a losing record, but played their best volleyball when it mattered, including an upset over Greenwood in 5 sets to win their 3rd region title in 4 years, as well as making it to the Final Four for the first time in school history. And the football team exceeded many people's expectations, winning 11 games, including avenging a loss to defending state champion Bowling Green to win the region championship. Number 8 goes to 2 area high school teams that made it a magical year. Logan County football once had the state's longest losing streak before finally winning a game in 2016. In 2017, the Cougars ended the regular season a perfect 10-0, for the first time in school history and a district championship. They also won a home playoff game before losing in the second round. And the Warren Central boys soccer team was among the best in the state, collecting a 23-2 record, their first 14th district championship, and their first 4th region title, punching their ticket to the state soccer tournament. At state, the Dragons notched 2 more shootout wins to advance to the Final Four before losing to eventual state champion St. Xavier.
Number 7, Warren County South's 11 and under Little League baseball team wins the state championship, and one of its players, Keenan Briggs, who was born without a left hand, is featured on ABC's World News tonight and throws out the first pitch at a Cincinnati Reds game. Number 6, Forrest Lamp and Taywan Taylor become the highest NFL draft picks in WKU football history. The Los Angeles Chargers picked Lamp in the 2nd round. The Tennessee Titans select Taylor in the 3rd round. Number 5, WKU volleyball wins a share of the Conference USA regular season title and wins the Conference USA Tournament Championship. And with their NCAA bid, the Lady Tops crush Notre Dame in their 1st round match and take Kentucky to 5 sets on the Wildcats' home court in the 2nd round.
Our number 4 story of the year is about a man from Scottsville who wore Western on his chest and put Bowling Green on the map. The death of Jim McDaniels, age 69, allowed us as a community to once again celebrate his legacy on the court and his cherished life off of it. Here's to you, number 44.
Number 3, the Bowling Green Purples basketball team. The Purples were among the best all year, finishing with a record of 32-6, a 4th straight district and regional crown, and this season was capped off by the school's first state championship.
Our second biggest story of 2017 was the Mitchell Robinson saga. A 5-star recruit and McDonald's All-American, Robinson committed to Rick Stansbury and WKU in the summer of 2016, then signed with WKU in November of 2016, then made national headlines by leaving campus, returning to campus, and then leaving again to focus on a possible NBA career.
Our number 1 story 2017 goes to the Franklin Simpson football team. In 2016, the Wildcats were one of the best teams in the state, with a 14-0 record. However, their state championship dreams were crushed, losing 48-0 to Johnson Central. After losing a big senior class, the Wildcats started 2017 with a 2-3 record, but became red hot to put together some dominating performances. The Wildcats went on to perform well in the playoffs, including some emotional come-from-behind wins over Hopkinsville and Collins to meet Johnson Central once again in the state title game. This time around, the Cats wouldn't be denied, as they took down the Golden Eagles 35-21 to capture the school's first state championship in 37 years.
Other tremendous sports stories this year include, among others, Franklin resident and former WKU golfing great Kenny Perry winning the U.S. Senior Open and the great run by Glasgow native Kent Bull at Goff's British Open, along with South Warren boys golfer C.M. Mixon finishing 3rd at the state golf tournament at Bowling Green Country Club, and WKU women's basketball winning Conference USA's regular season and tournament championship and earning an NCAA tournament bid. Darby will have more news right after this short break.
Whatever, Mike.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Greenview Regional Hospital. In an emergency, choose TriStar Greenview.